Hey guys, it's Chris the Batman Statue Collector. Hope everybody's having a great day. And today I thought it would be fun to do a little Ask the BSC. I've posted some questions in Facebook and also, of course, Instagram. And I said, hey, what would you like to know from me, about me, what I think about things? And so that's exactly what we are going to do today. So I'm going to be answering a little bit of your questions and hopefully, there's these things that you've wanted to know forever. Hopefully I'll answer them, and hopefully we'll do these more in the future if you are interested. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Oh boy, OG art. What that means is original art. I've really been getting into original art commissions from some of my favorite artists, and that is opening up a whole nother can of worms for sure. I really like to get the art from the artist. So I like to commission them and say, hey, I would like you to draw this for me. Whereas older art, it's original art, but it's not necessarily just for me. Does that make sense? So I really enjoy that interaction, that talking to the artist, trying to figure out what to draw, and then picking it up in person if possible. I've been able to do that from a number of artists like David Finch, Ivan Reyes, and so on, Ryan Benjamin, just to name a few. But I do have some older pieces, like one from Jim Lee, or I've got one from, just different ones that I've been able to get that were like originally like art pages and things like that. Sean Murphy is one of them. He didn't do it for me, but he did it originally, and I've been able to buy it from different websites. So I prefer the commission, but I do enjoy the original art as well because of the history of it. Can you have my Finch collection? No, that's a hard pass for sure. I absolutely love my Finch collection. It's one of my favorite things in the entire room. Yeah, we've definitely been lucky for sure to get a couple of Michael Keaton pieces here recently. It was definitely a long dry spell. Will there ever be a Clooney? Never say never. I don't think there will be. I don't think it would sell tremendously well. There's probably a small pocket of collectors that might, but it would be something that I would not be interested in. Am I a fan of Dune? I know some of you are going to get your pitchforks out, but I've not seen Dune. I think maybe I saw the original way back in the old days, but I have not seen the new Dune. But I think the sequel looks really good, so I need to get caught up. What do you guys think about Dune? Well, this is a pretty easy one for me. All of them they haven't done, but if I had to narrow it down, I would really say probably Riddler. I think that he is the most requested quarter scale statue that I see from the community. Again, I have kind of a inside track with everybody, for the last 7 years of kind of trying to be a voice for the community, and that's we've got a Penguin, we've got a Two-Face. We've been able to get some statues made. I think Riddler will get made, but I think that's the number one. I'm going to keep tooting my horn as a voice for you guys to see if we can get that made. But Riddler, for sure. I want a Ra's al Ghul. I want a Clayface, but especially Riddler. Man, I've got a lot of favorites, but Tech 1000, he's back there somewhere. I've got Joker Say Cheese back there somewhere. I really love those statues. They're my favorites. This Ledger Joker is an awesome favorite. Bane, you can see him over my shoulder. There's so many pieces that I absolutely love, but if I had to pick my favorite, Tech 1000, Prime 1 Studio. I don't know if I have a favorite store to buy from, but of course I buy most of my products from Sideshow Collectibles. Also, of course, Prime 1 Studio Direct. There's a lot of other great retailers out there. You've got Spec, and you've got Collector Zone. You've got a lot of really great companies. Comic Concepts, there's just so many different ones out there, but I personally buy from Sideshow Collectibles and Prime 1 Studio. Man, Legendary Beast Studio, I cannot wait for this line. Of course, Batman looks awesome, but I'm really excited about the villains. But am I getting the black or blue version? Black all the way, baby. I've already got a blue Hush Batman back there. He's awesome, but I can't wait to get the black version. Jay, see ya? You're freaking rocking it, dude. How long have I been collecting? Man, most of my life. I used to collect Star Wars things, Marvel things, just everything since I was a kid. But since I have been the Batman statue collector, I have been doing the YouTube channel for 7 years. So it's been about maybe 8 years, give or take, that I've been collecting only Batman. But I've been a collector most of my life. Well, this one right here, you guys know me very well. When am I going to reorder Vampirilla? I bought Vampirilla from Prime One Studio. I canceled the pre-order. I bought it again from Sideshow Collectibles. Canceled the pre-order. That is two non-refundable deposits that I lost. Yeah. I love Vampirilla. She's awesome. But at the end of the day, I just feel like she would be one that I would definitely sell. She doesn't fit the collection. I've been doing that lately. I think I'm just kind of in this buying phase. I've got to quit it. Quit, Chris. You got to quit doing it, man. But Vampirilla, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. You guys enjoy her. So yeah, Collector Zone is doing a statue con this summer. It's very exciting. Of course, it's at their store, and a number of other YouTubers are going to be there. Also, some artists and some other influencers and things like that. I have been invited. I know that they would like me to come. It is a possibility as the recording of this. My summers are generally pretty busy. I would like to swing it, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can make it work. But you never know. You might see the BSC at StatueCon. We'll find out. Of course, the last one that we got was an incredible Killer Croc, which that one has grown on me a lot. Of course, I'm not collecting the Samurai line any longer, but we've been told that Mr. Freeze is coming. I would think that that would be coming at some point. I would love to see them do a Sean Murphy version of Mr. Freeze with Nora. I think that would be incredible. But at the end of the day, I think probably Mr. Freeze will most likely be the newest Samurai from the Samurai line. What, you don't like the wide-angled lens? So I tend to do that to give a little bit more of a shot so you guys can see the items a little bit easier. Sometimes I go in tight, of course, but yes, I will try to do that less, but I'm not going to quit doing it because I like to show off the room, but I understand what you're saying. It is noted. Man, this was a very, very tough and complex question. Computer models that scientists have made to understand the formation indicate that galaxies are created when dark matter merges and clumps together. Dark matter is an invisible form of matter, of course, whose total mass in the universe is roughly 5 times that of normal matter. So, did that answer your question? So this is a good one. My family, for the most part, is very supportive of my hobby. I mean, good Lord, I was able to convert a storage area into a bat cave. So my family is very supportive. Do they care about my stuff? Not really. Sometimes they like to come down and see the newest thing, or have to, beg them to come down and look at it, which is usually the case. But they could care less for the most part. This is my passion, and it's definitely not theirs. But they know it makes me happy, so that's awesome. As for my coworkers, there are a few coworkers that know I do a channel. I really don't ever talk about it. I don't really share that with them. Just don't want to make it a big deal. I'm sure there would be a few that would be interested in seeing it, but at the end of the day, they really don't know. Where do broken hearts go? Can they find their way home? I think that's how the lyrics go, something like that. So I definitely could have done a plexiglass type of case. I like the look of that, but at the end of the day, I like open air. I like a museum feel. I don't want things behind glass. I want to get up personal with the statues. I just feel like they present so much better. And you can see that whenever you go to a con and you see statues behind glass. I don't like it. Yes, it protects it, but I do things to try to help prevent that from happening. So at the end of the day, that's why I didn't do plexiglass. Now, when it comes to the actual displaying of things together, I typically don't like to display quarter scale next to third scale or vice versa. I feel like the scales sometimes can work, but it's just not for me. I personally prefer to have quarter scale together, third scale together. But again, that's just a personal preference from the BSC. Absolutely it does. There are some emotional attachments to pieces that I have. However, that's why I'm constantly getting new pieces. There's new stuff that comes out that excites me, so I replace the old with the new. A lot of people are looking for older pieces, so it works out great for them. And it works out great for me because then I put the new piece in the cave. I've been able to review it and things like that for you guys. But I tend to like the newest thing. Squirrel, 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 that's me. And so, yeah, there are pieces that will never leave the collection, even though they're old. But there are pieces you see that there's very few pieces that I originally had that are still in the collection. But there's a lot of pieces now that are staying put. Will they ever do a better Bane? Probably not. I'm really happy with this Bane. Will they ever do another Joker? Of course. So I might replace one Joker with the other. That's just the nature of me. I always view this gallery as a gallery that rotates around, that evolves and changes. And so, yeah, I'm typically the one that does like the newer, shinier thing. My favorite colors, it's a toss-up between blue and red. What's yours? To be honest, I don't have one. I don't have an end game. I know some people do, but I love collecting. It's a passion for me. It's a passion to see new things. It's a passion to hunt them down. It's a passion to pre-order it. It's a passion to get them in, unbox them, and experience that with you guys. So I don't have an end game. Will I eventually have one? Maybe so. Maybe I will get into other interests, like I'm getting into original art. Will that ever replace my love for statues? No, it will not. But maybe something else will down the road, or maybe there'll be other things that happen in my life. But for the time being, I do not have an end game. I'm really enjoying collecting. Even though it's expensive and there's not a lot of room to put all this stuff, I love collecting. Ever since I was a kid, I had a connection to Batman, and I really don't know why. But why is so many people out there? Batman is probably the most beloved superhero of all time. And for me personally, I like him because he doesn't have a superpower. He is someone that had trauma in his life, and he used that trauma to, sorry, I've got a major windstorm going out here. It's really cold tonight. I'm sure you can hear that blowing through the door. But anyway, major trauma in his life. And so it's just crazy of what he goes through, that transformation, and he tries to do something good out of that. And I love the villains. I love Batman's villains. He has the best rogues gallery, in my opinion. Spider-Man second place. But I feel like it's the combination of the darkness, the grittiness, the problem solving, the detective work that Batman does, all of that combined with this amazing rogues gallery of crazy characters. I've just always connected to him, and that's why I narrowed my collection down to Batman, is because I really wanted to focus on the characters that I love the most. I love the Joker, I love Batman, and so why not focus and become the Batman statue collector instead of the Star Wars statue collector, or the Indiana Jones statue collector, or the Marvel statue collector. Batman is where my heart is, and so that's where I went with him. I'm not a big breakfast eater. Usually I'm a bacon and eggs kind of guy. That's what I prefer. Give me an iced coffee, no sugar. And so I'm really happy. But stuff I would never eat for breakfast, I guess liver maybe. I'm not sure. I typically don't eat a lot of like waffles and stuff. I like pancakes, but I don't try to eat them very often. But yeah, bacon and eggs for me for the most part. But yeah, I just don't eat breakfast very often. No Batman? How can that even be? But if he didn't exist, seriously, I would probably collect Iron Man. I love Iron Man, the movie specifically, all the great statues and all the great suits. I wouldn't probably collect the comic book stuff as much because I never read that as a kid. I did read Spider-Man as a kid, but not any of the Avengers or X-Men or anything like that. So I never had a connection to any of those characters. But yeah, no Batman? Blasphemy. So I highly recommend Tweeterhead. Tweeterhead is doing, again, sorry about the wind, guys. Tweeterhead is fantastic. They're offering great value for the bang for your buck, basically. Tweeterhead.com. You can look at Collectibles Kia. You can look at Diamond Select. There's a lot of really great entry-level companies out there in the $100, $200, $300 range, depending on how much your budget is. Of course, Iron Studios is also another company out there. Then you start getting into Sideshow, still pretty budget-friendly for a lot of collectors in a lot of ways. Then you get to the Prime ones and the XM Studios and the Infinity. Like those are like super high-budget pieces. Infinity, like this guy right here, very expensive. So entry-level, Tweeterhead, Diamond Select, Iron Studios, Collectibles Kia, some of those companies I would highly recommend. Unfortunately, I'm going to be on spring break when Planet Comic-Con hits, although the worst thing is the actor that plays the Emperor from Star Wars, Ian McDiarmid, he's going to be there. I've always wanted to meet him, and so I'm going to miss out. He's my favorite villain. I love him. He's so evil. But I'm going to miss out. But I am going to be at Fan Expo Dallas this summer. I've got my son and my friend Damon coming along with me once again. We have press passes, and so we're going to be there for the event. So hopefully if you're in Dallas, you'll come and say hi. Again, I kind of answered this a little bit earlier. I don't have an end game necessarily, so I just want to keep collecting until it's not fun anymore, until there's too much stress, until there's too much drama. But I love what I do, and I love this community. And I've said before that the collecting's amazing, but it's this platform and it's this community that we've all created together. That's like my favorite part, being able to go to a Comic-Con and hang out with my friend Dan and Eric and Matt, and that was so much fun, being able to do that with Jeff in San Diego. Like, those moments for me are the best part of this hobby, being able to talk to you guys, being able to do the live chats, Rogues Gallery Live. So like, I want to keep that going. So even if some of my passion dwindles a little bit for the art at times, or the stress of all of that and the prices, all of that, at least I have you guys, because you are my online friends, you're my online family, and that I just want to keep that going for as long as we can. Yeah, it's painted MDF. I used a lacquer type material, very, very highly glossy. If I probably would have done that differently. It looks great. However, dust collects on it. You know, I have to really keep it dusted, and it does sometimes lift up the paint. So I'm gonna have to repaint at times. So I probably would have gone a different route, but the Batcave was already expensive as it was. And so MDF is what I did. Would it have been cool to do like a quartz or something, like a black marble or something? That would have looked amazing, but it would have increased my budget by a ton. Hammer, nail, or command strips. If they're smaller frames, I use command strips. They hold very, very well. You can't go wrong, plus you can easily take them down. They hold a tremendous amount of weight. And so I've had really good luck with command strips overall. I've never had anything fall. If it's a larger canvas or a larger something like that, I definitely use the old hammer and nail. All right, guys, so there you have it. I hope you enjoyed my little Q&A session. Hopefully it answered a few of your questions and you got to know me a little bit better. Can't thank you guys enough. Let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see more of these Q&A type of things where you ask questions, I answer them here on the channel. Otherwise, thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Like, comment, and subscribe. Consider hitting the join button down below. That really does help us out. See you in the Batcave. Bye, everybody. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these two awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.